Hey, 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 how are you? It's stupid. The fucking song's been stuck in my head though. Jane, Jane, Jane. I don't even know where I heard it, or I don't know where it came from. I don't. Sometimes that shit just happens. I saw this thing. This little fucking knob. What do you think this is? For those listening on audio, it's like a rigid little screw cover or something. I don't know. There's a tripod around here and shit. So if anything falls down or you hear a loud clank, maybe it was this thing fucking holding everything together. Anyway, what's up? Thanks for checking out the show. This is Next Window Please. I'm your host, Nick Allen. A lot of big news. A lot of big news this week. Not really. There are some new fast food items we're going to talk about. I need to try some of these. Some of them look interesting. Some of them look like fucking diabetes in a cup, aka the Burger King Nerd Shake. And I don't know, I just found, I actually tried to start doing a little bit of research for this thing, mainly because I'm running out of shit to talk about here pretty quick. That's kind of what led to me not doing this show for a while. I'm not going to let this stop, so don't be worried. If there's nothing to talk about, the show will still be happening. If you haven't noticed that from previous episodes. But yeah, there's a fast food Reddit thread that has a bunch of deals and shit and shows some new stuff that's coming out. Some of this stuff we talked about on the Todd and Tyler Radio Empire. This Burger King shake, Nerds candy flavored frozen beverage, strawberry flavored slushy, topped with a layer of crunchy, tangy Nerds. I wonder how long this is actually topped with the Nerds. You'd think that they would melt down and go into... I don't know, it's not slushies. It's a slushy liquid. It becomes liquid pretty quick. We'll ask the big questions here on Next Window, please. Thanks again for checking out the show. If you want to reach out to me about anything, please hit me up. nextwindowpod@gmail.com. We got some emails we're going to get to at the end of the show. I went to a baseball game. We'll talk about that a little bit. We had the Funny Bone going away party. And we got some bad news about the Runza chicken sandwich. We'll get to that. It's unfortunate. If you're like anywhere, if you're listening to the show from anywhere, fucking please hit me up. Let me know. As we say all the time, where you at? What you hauling? Like, where are you? What brought you to the show? I'd be interested to hear that. Or if you're done, this is it. What's making you leave? That might be more interesting. Kind of. Fuck you. I don't know. I get enough of that. We don't really need that. But yeah, this is it. Burger King Nerd Shake. I'll take that off the list. Last week I had a list of things I could scratch off the paper. I forgot to print it off this time. So we'll just be using the computer. I've got this note on here. I kind of mentioned the Black Forest Gummy Bears briefly last episode. I'm just going to talk about this to get this out of the way so I can get this off of this note I have for this show. Black Forest Gummy Bears used to be, they're really one of the first candies of my youth where I was like, holy shit, what was this? Like, I think with a lot of candies, there was a lot of nostalgia involved. When I was young, I was a little kid, my grandparents lived in a town called Exira, Iowa. Exira was great. We had a bunch of relatives there, and it's sadder now that they've passed away. But it's kind of sad. Did that happen to you? You have a town where you had a bunch of family, and then you just don't. It's fucking crazy. But I'm lucky that I had a town like that when I was growing up, and right down the street from where my grandparents lived, it was probably, I don't know, a block or two. When you're a little kid walking there, it feels like a long walk. And then you grow up and realize it's just like right down the fucking street. But my grandma, she used to work at the Casey's there. And the story I've been told, I don't really remember it, is that my parents were young when I was born, and they dropped me off once during finals week. They had the wherewithal to finish college. I'll never know what that's like, but apparently you've got to hunker down during finals week, and it's tough with a little kid. So they dropped me off at Exira, Iowa. They were finishing classes at the University of Nebraska at Omaha, and to potty train me, she would, if I went to the bathroom, we'd walk to the Casey's, get a piece of candy, come back and just repeat that process. So by the time my parents picked me up at the end of the week, I was potty trained. that was it. I was done. And I think I've done pretty well with it since. There was a time I was at a fucking scout camp one summer. I shit my pants, but that I tried my best. I was so fucking close to making it to the toilet, and the shit ran down my leg and ended up on the concrete right by the toilet. And there were a couple of scoutmasters that were kind enough to help me clean up the mess, but a friend of mine knew what would happen because we've been walking as a large group towards whatever fucking bullshit you were about to do at scout camp, and I just took off. I took off, and like the scoutmasters could tell that something was wrong, so they were like following me as I was sprinting as fast as I could. I was probably fucking 13, 14 years old, and the solution for my clothes that just had fucking shit all over them was to tie them up in a plastic bag. But it was summer camp. We were there in July, and the tents were on these raised like wooden platforms, and this bag was just underneath my tent. And I don't remember it smelling, but I'm sure it smelled. At one point, my buddy, he was like, I'll fucking tell you, he was running around with this plastic trash bag. Be like, oh, what's this? Like, he knew. He was kind enough not to call me out then. Not kind enough to just like leave the fucking bag. We should have just tossed it into the woods and grabbed it at the end of the week to see if it was still there instead of having it right underneath the tent. But guess you learn as you shit your pants. I've been pretty lucky. Aside from that, I've never really pissed myself as I get older. The dribbling is an issue, but I'm into the bathroom in time. I just need to figure out how to fucking wrap that shit up and not have, embarrassing blotches of piss on the front of my pants. Anyway, this is a story about gummy bears, and I remember the Black Forest gummy bears being what stood out. That used to just be my go-to candy. They used to be good. They were the bears were taller. They were a little thinner than they are now. Like, the stomachs were more oblong. The flavor was great. And now, whatever, the company was sold off. Some other company bought them, and they changed the whole fucking recipe, and they're not the same. I just looked for some at the store today. I figured, I've got an episode. Maybe there's a new candy I can check out and try. And the Black Forest gummy bears are like, now juicier. They never needed to be juicy. Their consistency was a lot closer to, what Haribo is now. But anyway, fucking, it's a damn shame what happened to the Black Forest gummy bears, and hopefully someday they can return to their former glory. I don't know if they'll be able to reclaim the crown from Haribo, especially even just the gummy bear crown, because Haribo has a bunch of great candies across the board. I'm not the biggest fan of the gummies that have like a blue or a red or a green, whatever the color is on top, and then like the white. It's like the white foamy kind of gummy base at the bottom. I don't know what the fuck that's about, but if you got a bag of those, enjoy, and I won't try to snag any of them. I was in the candy aisle. I ended up getting a bag of red rope licorice. It was right by the Red Vines. I was happy to find out that it was also made by Red Vine, by the same company. On the back of the Red Ropes package, it says redvines.com. The flavor is much like the Red Vine, but the Red Vine, the Red Vines have like the ridges that kind of go around all the way up and down, kind of like a fucking barbershop pole up and down the piece of licorice. This is just a solid piece of licorice, and I was thrilled. It's kind of like do you ever go to a baseball game as a kid? Or sometimes they used to sell them in like the fucking like Skateland or whatever too, like just the long licorice. Like, give me a long licorice. They used to just sell fucking like, I don't know, they seemed huge as a kid. What were they, probably 3 feet pieces of licorice? It's just like that licorice, but it's in a bag you can just open, and you don't have to, those long licorices at the games, you had to like peel them open. It was kind of a pain in the ass to keep the plastic going as you were trying to get more licorice. But it being hard to open was nice, because if you couldn't finish the whole thing, it was easy to transport the rest of it. The shape of this is a little different than the long licorice, though. I think it seems a little more oblong. Unless I just got a package that was in like the bottom of the box or something. But I don't know if it's completely round, but I didn't really pay that much attention to that. But it was kind of nostalgic getting the red rope licorice. I'm interested to see if my kids like it or not, because my kids don't really like Red Vine. But This is, it's got it's got the same flavor as red vine, but a different texture. So, we'll see. We're asking big questions in my house. What do you think of the red rope licorice as opposed to the red vine? I mean, like, Dad, you're probably wondering if I'm ever gonna get a real job. The answer is no. I'm like, hey guys, if I could try this licorice. We gotta let the audience of Nick Swiddle please know how you feel about it. Yeah, so I was at a baseball game last night. My family and I went and met with my daughter's boyfriend in Lincoln to watch the Nebraska Cornhuskers play at Haymarket Park. I hadn't been to Haymarket Park before. The ballpark was great. We just got a general admission ticket. We sat, I don't know, fucking 10 rows back. It's fun. Being at the ballpark I love being at the ballpark, and, you know, the hot dog at a fucking baseball game. There's something about it. The fucking foil's different. It's good. They serve the Fairbury hot dogs at Haymarket Park. I wanted to get, like, we were there for dinner, basically. The game started at 6, so I was going to get, like, a hot dog and a hamburger, and I fucked up, as I was just going to order a hamburger, I saw on the menu they had Valentino's pizza, and I was like, oh, hamburger pizza? And I was like, and the pizza just seemed a little undercooked. Usually I really like Valentino's pizza, but I was kind of lamenting not having the hamburger, and I'm like, oh, maybe it's fine to, like, not eat all that bun as I'm just eating, like, this doughy ass fucking piece of pizza. The pieces of pizza they had at the park were bigger than, I think, most concession pizza I've seen. Anyway, the game, it was a baseball game. I love doing stuff with my family. So you've got that. You've got everybody there. Like, I feel like we could have fun at a fucking, like, a bus stop or whatever. We would be like, when's this bus going to get here? But sometimes a baseball game can kind of feel like that. It's very long and drawn out. There's a couple moments of action here and there. Last night, the Nebraska Cornhuskers baseball team, I think we left at the top of the 9th inning as they were bringing in what I legitimately think was their 13th pitcher. Could be 12, 13. It was around there. That number might not be exact, but it was a lot of pitchers. And the college game's interesting too. So I don't watch a ton of baseball. I'm not sure if they're doing this in Major League Baseball or not, or what level this starts. But as a pitcher walked onto the field, they would check his hands, and as the umpires would, and as they walked off the field, they would check their hands too. I don't know if that's to make sure they don't have fucking, I don't know, what do pitchers use? George Brett used pine tar. They're using pine tar, Vaseline. Should we look that up? Let's see what pitchers put on their hands. Oh, yeah. What do pitchers use to cheat? I always wonder if what I Google is, like, the first response that comes up, or if the computer's just listening to me and like, they just search for this. Grip enhancers. Applying a sticky substance such as pine tar to their pitching hand can greatly improve the spin rate of a thrown baseball, which results in more movement on pitches. While the use of such foreign substances is a violation of MLB rules, historically it was rarely enforced. It's definitely they're definitely enforced to get a college baseball. Rosin. Pitchers can use rosin. Sunscreen and rosin, Sunscreen would be smart, because you could just fucking, like, wipe your arm and stuff. Yeah, but they were just checking these guys' hands. And we noticed it because we saw them do it to, I don't know, a fucking dozen pitchers. We ended up leaving at the top of the 9th inning. They said just before they brought in, you know, the baker's dozen pitcher. And the other team just scored a run. And we're like, all right, they were down 2, and then they ended up winning in the fucking bottom of the 9th. And we would have been there next for 25 minutes. It might have been, I probably would have been worth it to check out the end of the game, but everybody was just kind of ready to go. And a baseball game is nice and relaxed, but it's also like, you can see why they're trying to speed up the pace of the game. The K-State, they played K-State, Kansas State, and they had a dude in the dugout that was just yelling shit like, gah! Like, making this odd, like, guttural noise while the Nebraska pitchers were on the mound. That was funny. And then people there were real pissed at the ref. And they kept yelling. They call him Blue. What what was that, Blue? Nobody was really swearing, but they'd be like, oh, I don't know, Blue, easy, Blue. It's all blue. It's all blue with the ref. With the umpire. There was one guy, especially though, he was sitting to our right. And he was the first guy that I really noticed. He was the first dude that was like pissed at the umpire. And I look over, this guy's like, "What's that, Blue? What are you doing?" And he's standing up, big guy. I don't know. He's probably 47 to 54 years old, somewhere in there. Like, and he's holding one of those souvenir plastic baseball bats full of beer while he's yelling at the umpire. And dude, I totally appreciate getting the beer. That's fun. The bat full of beer, it's fun. But it's definitely the most fun beer you can get at the baseball game. But if you want to be taken seriously when you're yelling at an umpire, you gotta put that shit down before you start yelling. You can't be like, "Hey, what was that? You're an adult man holding a giant plastic baseball bat full of beer." Like, it's fine, man. It's fine. Just maybe that pitch was fucking not what you wanted it to be. It was odd. There was a lady sitting a couple seats over from me. She was older. She was probably like, I don't know, at least late 60s, 70s. She was there with her husband. But this lady was like watching the results. I don't know if watching an actual live broadcast of a game. I think she was just seeing like a play-by-play of a game that her grandkids were in. And the whole time she was talking to her husband like, oh, they're not, the score of that game was like 15-4, and she'd be like, "Oh, ground out to third and a throw to first." And the husband, I don't think I heard him respond to her once during that entire thing, unless he was sitting further away from me than she was, unless he was just like, all right, fine. It was weird. It's interesting. At least she wasn't talking loud. If she was talking any louder, it would have drove me fucking crazy. Then, when that game was over, and the other game she was paying attention to on her phone was over, she just she pulled out like a prayer book, just like a little prayer book. It's her. I looked over and I was like, I thought she was still looking at that baseball game. It just said like mealtime prayers. I wonder if there's one. I wonder if there's a specific prayer for like if your meals at the baseball game. You know, the concession stand prayer. I don't know. I didn't ask her, and I guess we'll never know. If you know of a concession stand prayer, please let me know, bro. I'm always grateful for a hot dog. I'm not praying about it. I'm not really praying for much here, but all right. Guy at the baseball game. Did that. Check. I do like the idea of a baseball game just like being the dude in the bullpen, like the relief pitcher. Sometimes a closer in a baseball game, like no pitcher really pitches, back to back days. Like even the closers, the guy that comes in and pitches like an inning, he could do that back to back days. Like I've seen that happen before, but those dudes are usually not pitching every day, just fucking hanging out in the bullpen. You watch the game. It's not like I think there's probably like a pitching coach back there or something. Whoever is going to answer the bullpen phone. But I think that'd be the place to be. I think it'd be a lot more laid back. You got the day off most of the time. You're still at the ballpark. I wonder what those dudes eat. It's got to be hard as a baseball player not to just eat fucking hot dogs and nachos and long licorice all the time. Never been a dude like run from the leagues. He just like fucking can't stop eating cotton candy. He's got like those big fucking boards. I didn't see that at that game. I remember when I was a kid, we'd go to like minor league baseball games, and they'd always just have like at the fucking circus and shit. They'd have that board with all the holes drilled in it for the cones of cotton candy. If you're watching Love on the Spectrum, check out there's some cotton candy that's consumed on a date. That's one of my favorite parts of the new season. Anyway, baseball game. It was fun. It was long, but like I said, anytime you're out doing just something cool about just going and doing shit with your family. It's nuts. All my kids they're all older. My youngest is 16 now, so it's not. When you have young kids, shit like that's an ordeal. Like somebody's always got to go to the fucking bathroom and whatever. This is it's definitely not not the case now. So let's see. Yeah, did the baseball game. Did the Funny Bone going away party too. I'm not sure if we'll get to that today or not. And maybe I should after we just had it. Yeah. It's not a lot to talk about. Like the Omaha Funny Bone is moving. They had been initially they were at an intersection. They were like 114th to Dodge here in Omaha. Then they moved out to Village Point. They were there for 20 years. That's the only club I've been to. I just talked about some of this on the last episode, but they had a gathering just for staff and comics that had worked there, and it was so good to see so many people that I hadn't seen in a long time. It's people that you do see at each other. It was cool to see them around. Everybody that was there, and I just thank everybody that put that together. And I can't wait for the new club to open. There was people. She's like, yeah, they were like, oh, Colleen did run. She's like, oh, people are like looking for souvenirs and stuff. And there was a specific square of wall that I don't know if I talked about it last time or not, but this piece of fucking fake brick wall in the above this urinal in the bathroom, like the urinal to the right. When I'd go in there, I'd go like the far, it's open, I go to the far, and I'd stared at this fucking piece of brick wall so many times over the years, after bad shows, after good shows, after whatever. And they weren't too keen. I haven't said too keen in a long time. Not too keen on a guy, let the ref hold a giant plastic baseball bat full of beer. It was funny though, but too keen? Not too keen, whatever. They weren't thrilled about the idea of like tearing shit off of the walls. They had a piece of wall that was just around there that looked just like that. So I might add that to what we've got in the corner of this room here. I don't know if it'll pop up on screen or not, but we'll see. Yeah, I can't wait to see what that new club looks like. They're moving back like just across the street from where the original location was. That's going to be awesome. I'm excited about that. All right, yeah, I'm not going to talk about this a ton, but if you go to the oldglory.com, I had a promo code set up on there. NWP will get you 15% off your order. They've got about like, no, I'm sorry, now they get a bunch of Grateful Dead t-shirts, fucking Bob Marley, like they've got all sorts of old, they got not old, even retro. They've got newer music. They've got fucking all this shit. They have a Paris Hilton clothing line, Old English. You can get just food and beverage. You want a fucking Mountain Dew t-shirt, Pez, Snapple, Sriracha, White Castle. That's cool. Yeah. So oldglory.com, you go there, put NWP in, and you'll get 15% off your order. It looks like they have free standard shipping as well. And thank you as always to It's Your Boygan Sausage, the best sausage on the planet. There's only so much you can do with sausage, but there's only one sausage that tastes better than all the other sausages, and that's It's Your Boygan Sausage. If you're lucky enough to get your hands on some of that, good for you. You're one of the lucky ones. It can be hard to find, and I'm honored for their unwavering and continued support of Next Window Please. So, I don't know why I just did that. For anybody listening, I don't know why I had to this. I went to clear my throat, but instead of covering my throat, I just put my hand on my cheek. I don't know if I thought I was covering the mic or not. I was not. Anyway, I ran into a questionable new item at the grocery store. It's called Old El Paso Flour Tortilla Pockets. And what it is it's a tortilla pocket. It's like a whole cylinder just with like the top removed. So it's like, oh, your taco won't leak. When it says no mess right on there. How the fuck do you put your taco stuff in there? And how big of a mess are people making with their tacos that this is even an issue? I don't understand why this is necessary, and I don't understand the thought process in it. Like, okay, so if I'm going to make a taco, if I'm going to make a soft shell taco, I'll lay it out. I'll usually put some sour cream on the bottom, put some taco meat, and then I kind of follow, how you would get a taco at Taco Bell. Taco meat, lettuce, cheese, tomato, and then I'll put hot sauce on that. I'll wrap up the ends, roll it up, almost like burrito style. And sometimes it all depends on like how juicy the meat is. Sometimes it'll leak a little bit. Sometimes it won't. I'm not eating it without a plate underneath it. This tortilla pocket, the fuck are you supposed to fill that up? I think what you'd have to do is mix together the sour cream, the meat, the lettuce, all of it. Just mix it up, and then put it in there with the hot sauce and everything. Like that seems like a lot more work than whatever is going to end up leaking out of a regular tortilla shell. Oh, I think this is fucked up and unnecessary, and good for them for trying new shit, I guess. But this is, I don't think you need it. If you went to a fucking like a legit Mexican restaurant and they had a tortilla pocket, you'd no longer be at a legit Mexican restaurant. They just don't. I don't think there's a reason for this. How long have fucking tacos been around? Look that up. When were tacos invented? I gotta just say it out loud like it's, it could fucking help with the 18th century. Tacos as we know them today likely originated in 18th century Mexican silver mines. Huh. The word taco itself was initially used to describe the paper wrapping around dynamite used in the mines, which then evolved to describe the folded tortilla filled with various ingredients. While the history of the taco's origins is complex, it's generally accepted that the taco in its modern form emerged in the 19th century, with tacos, de manera miner's tacos being one of the earliest documented types. See, that's the problem with this. Like, Google does this AI overview now. So at the beginning of this, it says they likely originated in 18th century. And then, I guess in its modern form, emerged in the 19th century. So it took them 100 years. Maybe. I just don't, like, that long. Let's say 18th century, so 1700s. Now it's like 300 years later. Like, oh, what if it was just in a fucking tube with like the lid cut off and you just dumped everything in there? Nope. I don't even know how you would make those at home. I don't know. There's, fuck them. But also, if there's no other shell around, I'm sure I would use that. Just try to find a way. Now I want tacos. I usually want tacos. That's one of the things. I think tacos are one of the reasons I'm not really asked what I'd like for dinner around the house anymore. Because they know my answer. If it's been long enough to have tacos again, I'd like to have tacos. If it's been long enough to have BLTs again, I'd like to have BLTs. Other than that, I'm fine with whatever. Unless it's gonna be fucking cold and raining, I don't really want to grill. But my wife is making fucking 99% of the shit. And every once in a while, I'll throw some Mr. Boygan on the grill or some steaks, whatever. Try to throw in. I should probably get better about helping with all that. All right, speaking of real Mexican restaurants, there's a not quite real Mexican restaurant. Amigos. Is Amigos national? We'll find that out. Amigos. There's a national organization called Amigos. I think that's like a friendship. Sounds kind of like it could get young people across the America. Sounds like that might be like a molestation fucking cover. Let's do Amigos restaurant locations. I was getting the ones close to me. Yeah, looks like they're around, not quite nationwide, but they've got one in it's one in Arizona. They got Kansas, Missouri, Iowa, Illinois, Michigan. Not a ton. Alabama. Maybe it's just taking a minute for my map to catch up here. Yeah, they're around. But Amigos is offering, if you're not familiar with Amigos, it's they just sell some of their like off-site shit at the grocery store we go to. You can get like, they call them crisp meat burritos, which are pretty close to the Crispitos, which used to have at the school cafeteria. And I like that. Their tacos are fine. It's okay. I've never like craved Amigos, but I think Amigos kind of has an identity problem. Sometimes they'll try to align themselves. They'll align themselves. It'll be like half Amigos, half Wind Chills, coffee and donuts. Like, man, if either one of those places was strong enough to stand on its own, it would probably just be that. It'd be the one. I think the exception to that is when, like, remember when Taco Bell and Pizza Hut used to try to combine forces? It's like, I don't think you need to do that. And I think that was more Taco Bell trying to help out Pizza Hut than, Taco Bell needing Pizza Hut to bring people in. It was kind of nice, though, if you had, if not everybody wanted tacos, but how often is that happening? But Amigos is offering a chicken sandwich that is completely unnecessary. A spicy chicken sandwich from Amigos. Like, just fucking make the tacos better. Just pull a Domino's. Be like, hey, our tacos aren't that great. I'm gonna make the tacos better. We don't gonna start serving fucking fried chicken sandwiches at Amigos. They've tried shit like this before, but they had a crab rangoon burrito. We had those from the grocery store. They're not that bad, but at least a burrito makes more sense with a place that's like trying to be a Mexican restaurant than just a fucking spicy chicken sandwich. Where I just saw on that Reddit thread that Jersey Mike's has a chicken salad sandwich now, and then it's not out of their area or expertise or to make at least it's on a sandwich. They're not trying to it's not like, oh, Jersey Mike's fucking, I don't know, acai bowl. They think they're fucking like Quick Trip now. Those places, the gas stations with the fancy food can fuck off. Man, eat chicken salad from a sandwich shop like that. Just give me something you fucking sliced recently. That seems insane. Speaking of that from this Reddit thread, $6.99. Any foot-long deal returns to Subway, available via the app and online in May through May 31st. KFC has chicken and waffles coming back. I've never tried that. McDonald's has the new McCrispy strips. My son's really excited about trying those. I think they've only been out for a day or two. Actually, it says available at all locations nationwide by May 5th. I thought it was going to be sooner than that. And they're offering a creamy chili dip with that. I don't know. I trust McDonald's on a lot of things, but the creamy chili dip sounds a little fucking suspect. Dunkin's bringing back a $6 meal deal. I've never had the food from Dunkin'. I've just gone fucking coffee from there. Always. Arby's is bringing back the cordon bleu. That reminds me of high school. A friend of mine used to work at Arby's. And, yeah, he would make those. I never tried it. Fucking warm ham. Nope. And cordon bleu. Isn't cordon bleu chicken usually just stuffed with a bunch of shit too? I've never been very intrigued or interested in chicken cordon bleu, but I'm glad that a friend that worked at Arby's sold a ton of weed, so we always had weed around. That was nice. Popeye's bringing back the big box for $6. Popeyes, I always kind of fucking forget about Popeyes. So here, Checkers and Rallies debuts new $4 unbeatable meal deal. That looks nice. I don't know where the fuck is Checkers and Rallies. A lot of this is all national stuff. So I'm kind of glad that I found this Reddit thread. We'll try to make this more than just going through sales and shit, but I think it's good for people to know. There was something on here. Yeah, okay. We'll mention this, so we'll move on. Wendy's. Free 6-piece nugget with purchase at Wendy's every Wednesday. I'm sure any of these deals are just through the app. Jack in the Box testing new barbecue potato chip popcorn chicken and mozzarella sticks. We are all gonna fucking die. I just had a bunch of this new shit on this list. Anyway, yeah, so the Runza chicken sandwich. I've heard rumors that the Runza chicken sandwich, which was great, the one that my son and I we drove to Waverly, Nebraska. We drove, fucking 35, 40 minutes to go try this sandwich out. And it was awesome. I've been waiting for Runza to have a chicken sandwich available on their menu again for a long time. But it turns out that they might only keep it available in their test market. So I know, it's bad news. It's upsetting. It's frustrating. And I don't know if there's anything that can be done about it. I don't know if you email or call the office of your local Runza representative and let them know that you'd like to see the chicken sandwich everywhere. That might help. Maybe if you're, I know Lincoln, Nebraska, Waverly, sorry for anybody who's listening to this outside of here, but if you end up around here, just buy the chicken sandwich. Maybe if the sales are good enough, they'll make it available other places. I'd like to see it available across the board, but that doesn't seem like it's in the cards. Like creamy chili sauce. I kind of hate myself for it, but that and amongst, a handful of other reasons. But I'm probably going to try that fucking creamy chili sauce from McDonald's. And, with that, I think you hope it's not good. It's the last thing I need to be fucking just thinking about the creamy chili sauce from McDonald's. Hopefully it's just like, you fucking move on. And that's that. What we were talking about, Runza, I received an email from Kevin. He said he lives in Sioux Falls. He's an Omaha native, lives in Sioux Falls. He delivers product to Yankton, which is in the location of South Dakota's only Runza. He said Runza's a limited chain. Sorry, it might just turn into the fucking Runza podcast. It might be, but he said that location is apparently a test market because South Dakotans are picky. That's different than what happens at Omaha. Omaha's been taken off the list for a lot of places to be used as a test market because we're not picky. We'll eat anything. That fucking Double Down. Was it the Double Down from KFC that was just 2 pieces of fried chicken with the fucking cheese and the bacon in the middle? I think they tried that out here first. And they're like, oh, they love it. It turns out the country ended up loving it too. But there's not a discerning palate here in Omaha for things like that. Okay, so he delivers product for Runza in South Dakota, test market. The new items are Runza dough balls. Runza, it's just like we talked about, like a breaded meat log. Runza dough balls. They're under half the size of a regular Runza. So that's, I don't know, what, fucking 3-4 inches? They don't have regular Runza filling in them, but they have 3 different kinds. One is a pig in a blanket with a mini hot dog and cheese. Interesting. A Philly cheesesteak and buffalo chicken. They gave me a free sample of the buffalo chicken one, and it was awesome. That does sound good. So, if you're not familiar with the Runza sandwich, it's said to be like in a fucking enclosed buffalo chicken inside a little loaf of bread. And I bet the Philly cheesesteak is good. I think they've tried that with the Runza before, but just putting Philly meat on top of the Runza filling didn't really lend itself to being a legit Philly cheesesteak. And the pig in the blanket sounds interesting, but the mini hot dog and cheese, I don't know. Never really been a fan of cheese on a hot dog. I'll definitely try it. And these sound interesting, so that's awesome. Thank you, Kevin. Jonathan checked in. We were talking about the Taco Bell menu last week with the beans and the chicken. He said he has tried some of the black bean stuff at Taco Bell. It's kind of good when he's looking to not have meat for a particular meal. I should probably do that more often myself. And then he said as far as the chicken cantina items, he prefers the burrito the most. He has a really good sauce inside of it, which gives it a little bit of spice, and also has more fresh vegetables than Taco Bell's normal stuff. That's interesting. It's kind of like a fancier Taco Bell menu. He said the chicken comes out shredded, so it's probably slow roasted or something like that. That's where I get pause from that. Just, I don't know, slow roasted pulled chicken at Taco Bell. From his description, it makes it sound good, but I don't even know. I'd have a hard time trusting fucking chicken from Taco Bell. Maybe, with as much shit that I eat, I should probably just fucking go for it and see what happens. Yeah, let's see. Is there anything else we need to wrap up here? Yeah, like I said, thanks for listening to the show. nextwindowpod@gmail.com. Let me fucking know what you're up to. And it's getting nice out. At least here, it's a fucking summertime. I can't wait to be at the fucking pool. I'm looking for new cocktail recipes. I'm normally a vodka guy. Vodka soda. Right now, I've got a vodka and a a diet V8 energy drink. You know, I'm fun, and I guess I party. And then that's something you can't just order at a bar either. Can I get a vodka and a diet V8? And be like, what the fuck? This is it though. It's clear. It's like I think this one's strawberry lemonade. It's good. My brother-in-law had some at his house, and I fucking that's it. Yeah, so I don't know what's fucking what do you drink like simple cocktails that I might have missed out on. Like I found out about a dark and stormy fucking 2 years ago, which is what like dark rum and Coke and a little bit of lime. Not lemon, lime. It's good. That's a fucking. But it's just there's like a lot of like classic cocktails that I'm not aware of. I'm much more likely to try shit like that I am like I don't have fucking bitters around the house or whatever. I get a box of frozen corn dogs in the freezer. I don't really have bitters on the shelf by the booze. As far as the booze goes, I really just have a bottle of fucking Kirkland vodka. But if something sounds intriguing, I'll pick up some other booze. Yeah, hit me up. Cocktail ideas. nextwindowpod@gmail.com or on social media. Fucking usually at Nick Allen's if there's an ad or Facebook or whatever. I want to mention the all dressed Lay's potato chips before we go. I'm not sure if I mentioned them on here before or not, but if you haven't had them, they're Lay's potato chips that combine barbecue flavoring, salt and vinegar, and sour cream and onion. It sounds kind of funky, but they're very good, and they don't. For some reason, they don't taste as greasy as some other potato chips. If that makes sense, like sometimes you can have a flavored chip that, it's kind of tough for it to not, especially a Lay's chip to not make you feel like you ate a bunch of fucking grease. Like their regular chips can kind of do that. Their barbecue less so. Like cheddar and sour cream can do that sometimes. Yeah, these don't have that effect unless I just didn't eat as many of them. That could be my problem too. Like, why do I feel like shit? Like, I don't know, maybe you ate too many fucking potato chips. But anyway, thanks to everybody that's been coming out to shows lately. Thank you for listening to this. I'm shocked, and I'm having fun doing these, and I really appreciate it. This week, doing shows with my friend Tyler Walsh. Saturday night, we're going to be at the Farmhouse Lounge just outside of Weeping Water, Nebraska. And Sunday, we're doing that matinee show that we tried to make it to a couple weeks ago and ran into car problems. We'll be there this Sunday, May 4th, 3 p.m. at Barleycorns in Wichita. They're really two of my favorite places to do shows. And there's nothing like the Farmhouse. The Farmhouse, it's a farmhouse that was turned into a bar, and it's cool. Chris that owns it and runs it is great, and it's right by like a skydiving fucking shop or whatever, organization, whatever you call it. And you get a lot of people who've just been jumping out of planes that are showing up to have a drink, or a lot of cool people from the area, and like people are gravitate towards it because it's cool as fuck. That's the Farmhouse Lounge in Weeping Water and Barleycorns. I've been there a bunch. Justin's always he's kind enough to have me back, and we'll see hopefully a bunch of friendly faces there. Wichita's always a good time. So yeah, I think that's it for this week. Thank you so much for checking out the show. It's just starting to rain here again today. It's perfect. Got some fucking fertilizer down on the yard today. Look at that. I'm fucking old now. Drinking V8 energy drinks and vodka, and happy for the rain because that fucking yard, baby. So anyway, thanks again for checking out the show, and we'll talk to you soon. Peace.